Microphone and oh gosh, this is Miss Grundy, the lady I told you about from Standards and Practices, you know.
Say what?
The censor, remember?
Oh, listen, this man will take care of you. You know what to say.
I'll be watching Mr. Stevenson.
Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation. On the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was just standing over there by the tomatoes, and here he come, running through the pole beans, through the fruits and veggies, naked as a jaybird. Ethel's over there in the jams, jellies, preserves, and pickles. I hollered over there. I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" She dropped a whole jar of kumquats and fell back into the sweet midget cider. It was too late. She'd done been incensed.
Here he comes.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
Here he goes.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
And he ain't wearing no clothes.
Well, yes, they call him the street. Fastest thing on 2 feet. He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gon' give us a peek. Well, yes, they call him the street. Like to show off his physique. If there's an audience to be found, he'll be streaking it round, inviting public critique.
Hello once again, everyone. Your Action News reporter on the scene at the gas station. There seemed to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was just in here trying to get some air in my car there, and he just appeared out of the traffic. Come streaking around the grease right there, didn't have nothing on but a smile. Ethel's in there getting her a cold drink. I hollered in there, I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" Too late, she done been moved. Flashed her right there in front of the shock absorbers.
He ain't good.
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
He ain't good.
A boogie dad, boogie dad.
He's just in the mood to run in the news.
Well, yes, they call him the street. Likes to turn the other cheek. He's always making the news, wearing just his tennis shoes. Guess you could call him unique.
Hello once again, everyone. Your Action News reporter in the booth at the gym, covering the disturbance at the basketball playoff. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. It's halftime. I just going down there to get Ethel a snow cone. Here he comes, right out of the cheap seats. Right down the middle of the court there, didn't have nothing on but his high-top Reeboks. He was dribbling, made a jump shot, got out through the concession. I hollered up at Ethel, I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" Too late, she done got a free shot. Grandstanded her right there in front of the home team. Well, yes, they call him the street. Whoa, here he comes again. Fastest thing on who's that with? Ethel? Is that you, Ethel? Where do you think you're going? Of his anatomy. You get your clothes on. Well, yes, they call him the street. Ethel, you like to show off his physique. If there's an audience to be found, he'll be streaking it round.
Okay, crew, let's go. Let's get the 18
Get all the shots.
You gotta
Absolutely.
go. Long way to
Everyone,
go
this
here.
was especially.
Well, once again, Mr. Stevens, you have managed to, pardon the expression, barely stay within the bounds of what is permissible.
Yeah, I did. Well, there once was a fella named Willard McBain, and he only had just one thought on his brain. Every evening about midnight he'd slip off alone and call the same lady on a paid telephone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? You don't know me, Margaret, but I know you. Well, this upset the lady, gave her the blues. So she called up the police, said, "Oh, what shall I do?" Well, the chief of detectives came around to her home and eavesdropped upon them on her upstairs phone. It's me again, Margaret. Hello, is this Margaret? I know it's you, Margaret. Are you naked? Well, they called up Ma Bill, traced him on down to a funky old phone booth on the outskirts of town. It was there that the vice squad with the field glasses read the lips of that amorous man as he said, "It's me again, Margaret." Hello, is this Margaret? I know it's you, Margaret. Wanna hear me bark like Rin Tin Tin? Well, they cuffed him and dragged him to the station downtown, and they allowed him one phone call before the jailer came round. He wet his chapped lips, cleared his young throat, and then he dialed the telephone. Softly he spoke. It's me again, Margaret. They got me, Margaret. You ain't gonna miss me, Margaret. I know that. But I'll miss you. And when I get out, Margaret, I'm gonna come over there with a weed eater and a live chicken. And some Cool Whip. Woo-wee! We'll have a big old time, Margaret.
Why, yes, ma'am. You can post bond right over here.
Mr. McBain, please.
That'll be $350.
And, how much for those handcuffs?
Well, out in the country, we didn't have mortuaries, and so it was always customary for the undertaker to do his job and lay your kin out right there at home. Yeah, and the church would loan you folding chairs, and you'd have visitation and everything right there. But when the nighttime come, you'd have to sit up with the dead, 'cause it wasn't right to leave them alone. Well, the last time I sat up was 65 when my old arthritic Uncle Fred died. He was 97, so stooped over, the mortician couldn't straighten him out. They used a logging chain to hold him down, covered that all up with a cape and a gown, and didn't tell nobody in the family, 'cause that's the kind of stuff folks just don't want to know about. Well, we were all sitting there, it was 3 in the morning, and then there come up a cloud of thunder, lightning, and storming. Well, that lightning flashed and that thunder clapped, and that chain round old Uncle Fred went snap, rattled and fell to the floor with a thump, and Uncle Fred just sat right up. And I ain't sitting up with the dead no more. I don't know about you. No, I ain't sitting up with the dead no more. No matter what you say or do. They say the dead can't hurt you 'cause they already left, but what they left can sure make you hurt yourself. And I ain't sitting up with the dead no more since the dead started sitting up too.
with everyone there, and there came a great parting of the folding chairs, and that preacher nearly knocked me down. He said, "Oh, I'm heading out that kitchen door." I hollered, "Rev, that kitchen ain't got no door in it." He said, "Don't worry, son, it will have in a minute." And I ain't never seen so much jumping and shoving before. And then somebody stepped on the old cat's tail. He let out a scream, a screech, a wail, and to say the least, that howl didn't help to calm the situation down. And then that lightning flashed and that house went black, and I spoke to my feet. I said, "Boys, make tracks." And I went through that screen door licking his split for town. Whoa! Well, I cut through the cemetery, fell in a hole. It was Uncle Fred's grave, and it was dark and cold. Yeah, the town drunk dug it, and he dug it too deep. And unbeknownst to me, he's still in there asleep. And I'm scratching and jumping, trying to get out of that hole. And he woke up and said, "You might as well come over here and sit down beside me, boy, 'cause you ain't getting out of here tonight."
But I did. And I ain't setting up with the dead no more. I don't know about you. No, I ain't setting up with the dead no more. No matter what you say or do, they say the dead can't hurt you 'cause they already left. But what they left can sure make you hurt yourself. And I ain't sitting up with the dead no more since the dead started sitting up too. Wasn't no sense in nobody sitting up with Uncle Fred anyhow. Uncle Fred dummy gonna sit up with his own self. Next time I'm just gonna send flowers. Yeah. Let me tell you about Ahab, the Arab, the sheik of the burning sand. They had emeralds and rubies just dripping off of him, had a ring on every finger of his hand. He wore a big old turban wrapped around his head, scimitar by his side. And every evening about midnight he'd jump on his camel named Clyde and ride silently through the night to the Sultan's tent, where he'd secretly meet with Fatima of the Seven Veils, swinging his grade A #1 U.S. choice government inspected dancer in the Sultan's whole harem, 'cause him and her had a thing going, yeah. And they'd been carrying on for some time now behind the Sultan's back, and you could hear him talk to his camel as he rode out across the dunes. His voice would cut through the still night desert air, and he'd say, which is Aramaic for "Whoa, baby," and Clyde say, well, he brought that camel to a screeching halt in the rear of Fatima's tent. Jumped off Clyde, snuck around the corner, into the tent he went. There he saw Fatima laying on a zebra skin rug, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes and a bone in her nose, ho, ho. There she was, friends, lying there in all her radiant beauty, eating on a raisin, grape, apricot, pomegranate, bowl of chitlins, 2 bananas, 3 candy bars, sipping on an ice cold Coca-Cola, listening to her transistor and singing, "Does your chewing gum lose its flavor?" Ahab walked up to her, looked down into her eyes, and tenderly he said, which is Arabic for "Let's twist again like we did last summer, baby." She looked up at him from off the rug, flapped them big old eyelashes, and she said, round and around and around and around and around and around and around. All of a sudden the Sultan walked in. Ahab knew that this was the end. Him and Fatima were caught by surprise, and the Sultan had fire flashing out of his eyes. Well, the Sultan charged at Ahab, intending to make a dent. in his head. But he fled with Fatima, and out of the tent they went. They jumped on Clyde, started to ride, cutting out across the sand, with a soul's whole army in hot pursuit. On and on they ran. Well, to make a long story short, they got away, because there wasn't no animal alive what could keep up with Clyde once he got started, because he was the fastest steed on the whole desert, babies. Anyway, they made it across the border where Ahab hocked all his rubies and emeralds and bought him a swinging little split-level pad, and they lived happily ever after. And that's the story about Ahab the Arab, the sheik of the burning sand. Ahab the Arab, the sheik of the burning sand.
And sirens are wailing, what a roar. Bands are playing, flags are waving, vanguards and motorcycle corps. Clowns are reclining to the crowd and pinching every pretty girl who dares to smile. It's a glorious mess, everybody wears a fez, the parade stretches out for a mile. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a fine old time. It's the 43rd Annual Convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alibaba Temple of the Shrine.
Hello, operator. Give me room 321, please. Thank you. Hello, Noble Lumpkin. This here is the Luster's Potentate. I said it's the Luster's Potentate. The Luster's... Coy, Dad, blame it, this bubble. Well, why wasn't you at the parade? What? Well, how'd you get that big Harley up there in your room? What? I can't hear you, Coy. Quit revving it up, son. Turn it off. Listen, I just want you to know one thing. You have embarrassed us all, the whole Hey Hira delegation. Now, I'll see you at the banquet tonight, son, and you be there, Coy. You hear me? Black tie, 7 o'clock. Be there. And, Coy, don't answer the phone. Udden. Oh, mercy.
Well, it was all arranged by the ladies' auxiliary in the downtown convention hall. Cold roast beef, string beans, mashed potatoes, and 9 boring speeches in all. And all the tables looked fine with the Moke and David wine and chrysanthemums on each side. And the Hey Hira leaders in the rented tuxedos made the local heart swell with pride. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a fine old time. It's the 43rd Annual Convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alibaba Temple of the Shrine. Operator, 321, please. Thank you. Hello, Coy. What are you doing? What do you mean, who is this? This is Bubba. Why wasn't you at the banquet? What do you mean all you had to wear was a Hawaiian Flaherty shirt? Well, you may think you're fooling some people, but I know what's going on. Yeah, and everybody's seen the little redhead. That's right, everybody. Why, she come running right through the dinner, right in the middle of the pineapple sherbet. Didn't have nothing on but your fez, Coy. Coy, you the only one's got a fez with a propeller on top. Yeah, and she's yelling out the secret code too, Coy. Dad, blame it, we're going to have to change it now. Coy, we're going to have a special meeting when we get back to Hey Hira about your conduct at this here convention. Embarrassing. Now, Coy, you be at the secret conclave tonight, you hear me? And Coy, keep it a secret. Well, it was a secret meeting in the dead of the night with mysterious sanctimony, in accordance with prescribed rituals of time-honored ceremony. Matters of grave concern were weighed with dedicated caution, like whether or not to raise it, stood or draw or spit in the ocean. It's a typical American phenomenon where all the members have a fine old time. It's the 43rd Annual Convention of the Grand Mystic Royal Order of the Nobles of the Alibaba Temple of the Shrine. Operator, room 320. How'd you know? Oh, hello, Coy. Where have you been? No, you wasn't at the meeting. Well, I found out that at 3 o'clock this morning you was out there and you fruited the loons in the motel swimming pool with a bunch of them waitresses from the cocktail lounge. I just hope your mama don't find out about this, Coy. What? Well, how'd you get that big motorcycle up there on the high dive, Coy? Now, Coy, Dad, blame it, that ain't no way to act. We supposed to be pillars of the community. When we get back to Hayhira, you can just turn in your ring and your tie-tack, because, Coy, you are out of the shrine. You gonna be blackballed, boy. That's right. You might even have to pack your bags and leave town. What do you mean you might join the Hell's Angels? Coy, don't you hang up on me. Hello, hello. Don't you crank that motorcycle. Who's that giggling in the background, Coy? Hello, hello. Operator, yeah, we's cut off. Room 321. Jack, blame it. Coy, you don't hang up on the lustrous potentate. I said the lustrous potentate. This is Bubba. Bubba. Coy!
Hi, I'm George Jones, and I'm here to see William Maurice.
Oh, okay, just a moment. What is it that you do?
Hi, George. George? Well, tonight we got something special. My closest friend in show business is here. In fact, I'm booking him on a big tour in Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, George Jones.
He brewed a white lot until the sun went down, and then you'd fill him a jug and he'd pass it around. Mighty, mighty pleasing, Pappy's corn squeezing.
White lightning.
Well, the G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my Pappy kept on cooking.
White lightning.
Instead of Mountain Dew, I took a little sip and right away I knew as my eyes bugged out and my face turned blue. Lightning started flashing, thunder started clashing.
White lightning.
Well, the G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my Pappy kept on cooking.
White lightning.
Well, a city slicker came and he said, I'm tough. I think I want to taste that powerful stuff. He took one slug and he drank it right down, and I heard him a moaning as he hit the ground. Mighty, mighty pleasing, your Pappy's corn squeezing.
White lightning.
The G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to
white lightning.
Late one night while driving home, I stopped to use a roadside phone to call my wife and tell her I was headed back. When somewhere out of that mist and fog came a big deer running from a pack of dogs, and that deer ran right into the side of my Cadillac. Well, it cracked like thunder when he banged his head, and the deer fell over, and I thought he's dead, and it spooked the dogs, and they ran off back into the woods. So I picked that deer up by his feet and laid him out real neat in my back seat. I'm thinking some venison stew might taste real good. Yeah, that head looked real good up on the wall. What with those big antlers and all. Well, I started to put my car in drive when son of a gun, he came alive, kicking and snorting in the back of my Cadillac, breaking windows and smashing doors, and I'm not gonna say what he did on the floor. And then he jumped the seat and stomped up and down my back. Well, I was just trying to stay alive, so I jumped out and left the deer inside, ran to the phone so I could call 911. And then I heard a noise and I froze in my tracks. Sounded like those dogs might be coming back. And I looked up and sure enough, here they come. Now leading that pack was a big old hound with his ears a-flopping and his nose to the ground. And I knew he wouldn't like me stealing his deer. Now that deer had his antlers up through the sunroof, and I'm climbing up the telephone booth when that dog jumped up and bit me on the rear. Help! Give me the police! Thank God for 911. Somebody get on out here quick and be sure to bring your gun. I got hound dogs nipping at my heels and families are wrecking my Coupe de Ville. Help! Give me the police! Thank God for 911. Well, those hound dogs held us both at bay till the police came and chased them away. And then they said, buddy, you can drop that phone now and come on down. We can't think of any rhyme or reason for you having that deer, cause it's out of season. I think we better all just go see the judge back in town. Well, you see, Your Honor, I'd just like to mention that deer was in bad need of medical attention, and would you believe I was taking him to the vet? He said 30 days and you do it again, and I'll lock you up to Lord knows when and teach you a lesson you never will forget. Now my Cadillac's a total wreck. I got hoof prints all over my back and dog bites on my toes and up my shin. Yeah, my wife's run off, my job is gone, and I'm here in the jailhouse all alone, and I know one thing I will never say again. Help! Give me the police! Thank God for 911. Somebody get on out here quick and be sure to bring your gun. I got hound dogs nipping at my heels and families are wrecking my Coupe de Ville. Help! Give me the police! Thank God for 911. I tell you one thing, from now on, roadkill is off my menu. At least from now on, I'll make sure it's dead, not just playing possum. Venison stew. I'll take chicken noodle soup any day. Barbecue's good too, and sausage. Hey, Jimmy Dean is my hero. Take the ribbon from your hair. Shake it loose and let it fall. Lying soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall. Hold it! I say, hold it, son!
Huh?
That ain't moving me! Let's put a little fire in it!
Take the ribbon from your hair. Shake it loose and let it fall. Lying soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay here by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Let me make it through the night. I don't know what's right or wrong.
Order in the court! I'll have a cheeseburger!
I won't try to understand.
But that's easy for you to say.
Let that devil take tomorrow. Cause tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone,
Ashes to ashes.
and tomorrow's out of sight.
Fuck out, dude.
Yeah, it's sad to be alone.
I can't stand it!
Let me make it through the night. Yes, it's sad to be alone.
I can't stand it! I can't stand it!
Help me make it through the night. Hold it! Well, now I say that's more like it.
Hi, I'm George Jones, and I'm here to see William Maurice.
Oh, okay, just a moment. What is it that you do?
Hi, George. George?
Well, tonight we got something special. My closest friend in show business is here. In fact, I'm booking him on a big tour in Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, George Jones.
Well, in North Carolina, way back in the hills, lived my old pappy and he had him a still. He brewed white lightning till the sun went down, and then you'd fill him a jug and he'd pass it around. Mighty, mighty pleasing, pappy's corn squeezing.
White lightning.
Well, the G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept on cooking.
White lightning.
Instead of Mountain Dew, I took a little sip and right away I knew as my eyes bugged out and my face turned blue. Lightning started flashing, thunder started clashing.
White lightning.
Well, the G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept on cooking.
White lightning.
Well, a city slicker came and he said, I'm tough. I think I want to taste that powerful stuff. He took one slug and he drank it right down, and I heard him a moaning as he hit the ground. Mighty, mighty please, and your pappy's corn squeeze.
White lightning.
The G-men, T-men, revenuers too, searching for a place where he made his brew. They were looking, trying to book him, but my pappy kept on cooking.
White lightning.